When the sun rose on Thalassa-7b, it did so in a way no human on Earth could have imagined. The sky shimmered with hues of violet and silver, and instead of a single sunrise, 3 stars crept over the jagged horizon, one after another, casting triple shadows behind the rocks and plants that covered the alien landscape. For Aria Lin, a xenobiologist stationed in the orbital observatory above the planet, today was the day she would descend to the surface for the first time. Thalassa-7b, located 120 light-years from Earth in the constellation Cygnus, had first drawn attention due to a faint wobble in the movement of its parent star, Thalassa-7. Astronomers using the radial velocity method noticed a strange gravitational tug, a telltale sign of an orbiting planet. Subsequent observations using the transit method, where scientists watched for tiny dips in the star's brightness as the planet passed in front of it, confirmed its existence. Then came spectral analysis. The James Carter Space Telescope revealed traces of water vapor and oxygen in the atmosphere. It was enough to send the first automated probes, and eventually a crewed mission. Now, Aria hovered inside the atmospheric lander, her heart racing as they approached the planet's surface. Through the window, she could see massive spiral cloud systems circling the equator, and glittering rivers of liquid, something between water and ethanol, cutting through fluorescent blue forests. The gravity was 0.8 G, close enough to Earth's to make movement easy, but the atmosphere was denser, richer in nitrogen and trace gases. It felt like stepping into a dream. The moment the hatch opened, she was overwhelmed. The air was thick with the scent of something sweet and metallic. The landscape undulated gently underfoot as if the very ground were breathing. Some theorized that the surface was partially composed of bioorganic compounds, a living crust feeding off sunlight and nutrients from rainstorms laced with amino acids. Her boots crunched on the strange soil, which looked like crushed opals underfoot. All around her grew plants, if they could be called that, tall, spindly stalks that turned to follow her movements. They swayed not in wind, but seemingly in curiosity. Aria raised her portable analyzer and took a reading. Oxygen levels. Breathable, but not for long durations. Better keep the suit sealed. Back on Earth, the public followed the mission through daily live streams and data updates. Children in classrooms watched Thalassa's triple sunsets and asked questions Aria hoped to answer. Could life exist here? What would it look like? Could humans one day live among the alien forests and rivers? She continued toward a crystalline outcrop that looked like it had grown from the ground rather than eroded by time. Scanning it revealed complex carbon structures, something like a cross between quartz and organic bone. A sudden rustle made her freeze. Behind a translucent ridge of violet vegetation, something moved. Slowly, a shape emerged, fluid, iridescent, hovering just above the ground. It had no eyes, no limbs, just a pulsating membrane that shimmered in the light of the 3 suns. Aria didn't move. The being, if it was a being, drifted closer, then stopped. She lifted her hand in greeting. It pulsed in return, emitting a soft chime that resonated through her suit. Her sensors went wild, detecting no known biological signals, no heat signature, but a clear spike in electromagnetic fields. Was this communication, a greeting, a warning? The moment passed quickly. The creature, or anomaly, dissolved into the mist, leaving no trace. Aria's heart pounded. Had she just made first contact, or had she witnessed a natural phenomenon misunderstood as life? Back aboard the observatory hours later, Aria reviewed her recordings. The spectral patterns from the being showed rhythmic pulses resembling prime numbers. Perhaps a universal language. It was too early to tell, but what was clear was that Thalassa-7b wasn't just habitable, it was active, curious, possibly sentient in ways humanity hadn't yet imagined. As night fell on the planet below, the stars danced behind drifting clouds of ammonia and ice. The triple shadows stretched long across the glowing terrain, and for the first time in her life, Aria felt truly small and truly connected to something far beyond Earth. Thalassa-7b was no longer just a data point in a telescope. It was a world of questions waiting to be heard, and today, for the first time, it might have answered back.